seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the tram. And be sure to watch your children. Thank you.
I'd like to take this moment to officially welcome you to the Disney-MGM Studios. The Disney-MGM Studios is the counterpart to the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. Okay, best way to start off our tour is with this symbol, an icon of the Disney-MGM Studios. If you look up to the front of the shuttle and off to the left, high in the sky, and I do mean high in the sky because it is 13 stories tall, you will see our award-winning Airpole Tower. Okay, the Airpole Tower is based off of the design of a water tank Walt had built in Burbank, California in the 1930s. Off to the left here, you will see a former parking lot that has been turned into the staging and rehearsal area for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. Our professional drivers use this area to hone their skills using a variety of different practice vehicles, including the red and yellow GTOs you see out there, which were chosen for their legendary performance of high horsepower and split-second maneuverability. The Disney-MGM Studios is also a working production center. It is complete with sound stages, outdoor sets, recording studios, so state-of-the-art filming and editing equipment, and everything else you could possibly need to create a movie, television show, or even a radio show here. We had a few high-profile movies made here over the years, including Instinct, Marvin's Room, Passenger 57, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Oscar, and Quick Change. Some of our television productions include Sheena, From the Earth to the Moon, ER, Live with Regis and Kelly, The Golden Girls, Wheel of Fortune, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. If you look off to your right, you will see two of the surviving P-40 airplanes from Touchstone Pictures' blockbuster hit Pearl Harbor. Taken from the mold of a real P-40 airplane, these were produced in fiberglass over a steel frame. Their wooden propellers were spun by hydraulic motors as they were shot at and blown apart during the film's dramatic action sequence. There were 16 of these created for the sound stages. However, most of the P-40s you see lining the runways and filling the air were mainly computer generated. Coming up next, we have one of our most glamorous areas, our award-winning creative costuming shop. The whole costuming process begins with a character's design. You can see some of these designs and sketches on the wall as you enter the building. The design is then passed over to our seamstresses and tailors, where they go to work to create the finished product you see worn by our performers. Off to the left, you'll see costuming displays from 8 Below, Shaggy Dog, Flight Plan, Annapolis, and Glory Road. Our creative costuming department here in Florida is the largest working costuming department in the world. It has over 250 skilled professionals working with more than 1.5 million yards of fabric to create more than 25,000 costumes every year. Off to the left is the final costuming display from the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Then we have some of our storage areas for our props and equipment. And finally on the left we have our scenic shop. This scenic shop is where scenic artists and craftsmen get together and build and maintain the sets that we use on sound stages as well as out on location. The studio also does a lot of the work for the props and equipment that we use here at Walt Disney World for our attractions and shows and stuff like that. We're now coming out under our studio backlot. On a studio backlot, producers create elaborate outdoor sets to avoid the catastrophes that they have little or no control over, like crowds, traffic, and noise when they go out and film on location. That right there, off to the left-hand side, is Demolition Derby Herbie. He's one of the props that is stored out here on our backlot. A backlot is where we store items until they are used for production again. Here's our first backlot for the studio. At the front of the backlot, you will see the yellow steamroller from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Two Cadillacs, the first one from The Gun and Betty Lou's Handbag, the second one from Tin Men. The black and white police cruiser you see there is from Dick Tracy, the Geo Metro from Big Trouble. The Plymouth Barracuda is from Disney's Gone Fishing. The two planes there are from Disney's The Rocketeer. The cockpit is from Blue Thunder. And finally on the end we have two motorcycles from Disney's Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Some of the props that would normally be seen on our back lot are being used by a production crew for filming today, so they are not there right at the moment. Coming up next, we have one of our large outdoor standing sets. This set has been used in a number of TV commercials and TV specials. They've been filming a lot of special effects techniques on there, and we're going to go in and see a couple of those special effects performed for us. The production crews are generally pretty nice about letting us see what they're doing on this set. We do have to cross a rickety old bridge to get onto this set though, so please hang on to all loose valuables such as sunglasses, cameras, hats, anything you want to hold on to. Okay, this canyon was molded after an actual canyon in Southern California. It took our production crews over 6 months to build this set. However, considering how long it took Mother Nature to build the real thing, that's not too bad. The tanker truck you see up there was moved into place with a crane for this lovely scenery that we have here. You'll see some of that in just a moment. One of the effects that they were testing was a rain effect. This rain effect is caused by high-powered nozzles up on the top there. There's a platform. Probably can't see it very good from here, but that's where the production crews put the cameras to film down into the canyon. There we go. They're going to start up the effect for us. Okay, this is the rain effect I was telling you about. Those nozzles out there are hidden just behind the camera's view and shoot the water straight out in a crisscross pattern to make it have a more natural looking effect. As you can see, it falls just in front of us. Okay guys, we're not ready for this yet. Guys, this is, no, these are just guests. No. Okay, well, they're not listening to me. Hang on guys, we're going to be in this take.
Explosions that you saw, we have 4 different fires we can set off. The larger pipes up above carry the water for the flash flood. That actually happened when we opened the gates to 3 very large holding tanks at the top of the canyon, sending 70,000 gallons of water thundering towards the shuttle. Some of that water was shot through air cannons. They tell us these air cannons are powerful. If we took them to New York City, they could shoot a basketball over the Empire State Building with them. I don't think they've actually done that, but they're pretty powerful. That earthquake you felt was caused by hydraulic shaker cables located right underneath the bridge. A Hollywood special effects team was brought out to design our canyon. What seemed like an out-of-control disaster was a really safe computerized sequence of events. The whole thing can be reset and recycled in 3.5 minutes. to the Walt Disney Company. It's not a prop, it's actually Walt Disney's personal aircraft. Known to airports as the N234 Mickey Mouse, its first assignment was to shuttle Walt and his team of Imagineers back and forth from California to New York during the final planning stages of the 1964 New York World's Fair. That's where he introduced the world to audio animatronic figures. It was also on that plane that Walt flew those secret scouting missions all over Florida, looking for the perfect location for what is now Walt Disney World.
Okay, coming up on your right, we have a Mediterranean fishing village. This is the set for our Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. This show was brought to us by the Walt Disney-Studios Park in Paris, France. It's one of the most popular attractions that we have over there. Lights, Motors, Action takes you behind the scenes and shows you how we create some of the vehicle action stunts for the movies. They filmed the stunts right here on the set using custom designed vehicles and carefully timed pyrotechnics. Then they edit the film, put it together with a little bit of sound and visual effects, and play it on the big screens to show you the process that it goes through to reach the movies that we see in the theater and the television shows we see on TV. The final showing for that, if you guys are interested in seeing that, is at 5:30 this afternoon. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's a very good performance. Coming off to your left, you will see our final boneyard. This is where we have missile canisters from Michael Bay's The Rock there at the front. Then the cattle truck as well as the miniature Humvee are from Disney's Mighty Joe Young. The Acme waste disposal truck you see there is from Disney's live-action remake of 101 Dalmatians. The space pod is from Flight of the Navigator. The sand skip and snow speeder that you see there, I'm sure Star Wars fans will recognize from The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi of the original series. The yellow submersible and the yellow helicopter were from Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. And the red escape pod was from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. All three crypts that you saw in that boneyard were used in Disney's The Haunted Mansion. Okay, we took you from a canyon in Southern California to a Mediterranean village, and next we will be coming upon the streets of New York right here in Orlando. It's amazing the places you can go in a short period of time on its studio backlot. Off to your right, you will also see the entrance to the Lights, Motors, Action Extreme Stunt Show. I would suggest getting there about a half an hour prior to showing time if you would like a really good seat. The final showing for that today will be at 5:30. Okay, as you look around the corner here, you'll see our streets of New York. To film on this set, we use a technique called forced perspective. It makes things that are actually quite close up and small appear farther away and larger. Our Empire State Building there is around 4 stories tall, whereas the real Empire State Building is around 100 stories tall. However, on film, you can't tell much of a difference.
Well, this brings us to the end of our tour. You will be exiting through the American Film Institute Showcase.